What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Guys, on today's video, I have a very special guest. Her name is Sandra. You probably already know her. She is a YouTuber and an interior designer in Chicago, Illinois. She studied at Harrington College of Design. She studied a Bachelor's of Art in Interior Design, and she started her own interior design business. That is so cool. In 2020. So today I'm going to be asking her some questions. One interesting fact about her is that she does obstacle course racing, and I think that is really, really cool too. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Andrea?
I'm good. I'm so glad to have you on my channel.
So excited to do this collab series with you.
I have the questions that I'm going to ask you here. So we are going to start with the first question, which is, what has been your most embarrassing client moment?
Ooh, dun, dun, dun. Okay, so I don't really have an embarrassing client moment, but I do have like an embarrassing moment with my boss.
Okay.
When I first started residential job, we present to the clients, and coming from a commercial firm where I didn't have any client interaction whatsoever, I was not used to presenting in front of people. I was a nervous wreck. So she wanted me to present to the client my design because it was my project. And before the meeting, she sat down with me and she was kind of running down the design and kind of telling me some talking points of what to say, how to explain it, how to start. And I was freaking out on the inside. I was just trying to write everything down. I don't know why I was trying to write everything down. Like if I was going to read that note that I was writing, and once she was like kind of done like explaining everything, she's like, okay, Sandra, I want you to go and present it as if I were the client.
Right.
So as I started, it was a horrible mess. I was just like, so here's the foyer and so it was so bad. It was so bad that she didn't let me present to the client because I wasn't ready. I was just like a total wreck.
Yeah.
And after that, I did have to present to the client eventually in other designs. Eventually, my presentation skills got better, but I would say I was not the best presenter at all.
It's the panic or the fear of messing up.
Yes.
You kind of just have to wing it. Like you have to go through it,
Yeah.
But it happens more times than you guys can imagine. Okay, the second question for you is, what was your biggest mistake you made on a project?
I can recall this moment as if it was yesterday, and it's so bad, but it wasn't like a big mistake. But again, it was my first. I was a new girl at the residential design firm, and I got my first big project. I was so ready for it. I designed it. The clients loved it, and it was time to get into the renovation phase. So I think I remember that time my boss was on vacation, and it was me and the project manager. We were kind of handling everything with the contractor.
Got it.
And it was time for me to give the contractor the paint schedule, the paint plan of what walls are going to be painted what. And then, so I gave the contractor the paint plan, and I had put the wrong color for the bathroom. And it wasn't until everything was already painted, it was done, that the clients came home and they were like,
why is my house pink?
Yeah, they were like, this isn't the right paint color that we had agreed on. So they sent an email to my boss, and my boss was like, what is this about? And I was like, oh my gosh, this was my fault. I'm so sorry. I should double check. So long story short, they had to repaint everything. And I was so nervous because I was like, are they going to take this money out of my
Am I going to pay for it?
This cost? I know. I was like, I don't know how to go about this. I think I did tell my boss, like, if you need to take money out, go ahead, because I feel so bad. But they ended up working it out. So on the story. Double check your work.
Oh my god. I used to work in a paint shop, and these things happen a lot. Like you mess up the colors. Like how there's like these codes for every color, and just one letter different, it's just a completely different color. Just if you mess up a number, a letter, whatever, it happens a lot. So I'm so sorry it happened to you.
my gosh, another.
Let's forget
another
it. Let's forget it. Things of the
we
past.
got over it. We
yeah.
learned from it.
Okay, so the third question for Sandra is, if you had to choose one program, like a software, for the rest of your career, would you choose AutoCAD or Sketchup?
Yeah. I would have to go with SketchUp.
Okay.
I'm a SketchUp type of girl. Like, I love to do everything 3D. Not that you can't do it with AutoCAD. You can build it in 3D. But to me, I personally just love how easy SketchUp is and how you can, like, 3D model the house and make it look like it's real life, if that makes sense. I just love getting technical, and of course, AutoCAD does get technical, but
it's different.
I just love, it is different. I love 3D modeling. I love creating custom pieces in SketchUp, and to me, it's just better for me.
No, fair enough. It's easier to learn in the first place, easier to troubleshoot. With AutoCAD, like, things can get pretty complex. I don't know if I agree with you because we did the same questions for me in your channel. If you guys want to check that out, go check that video. But I see your point. I see your point, definitely. Okay, so the fourth question for you is, do you think it's necessary to have hand drawing skills as an interior designer?
I don't think it's a must-have.
Okay.
If you were to ask designers back in the day, they would probably it is essential to learn how to draw as a designer. But now I think it's a plus. If you can draw, that's awesome, but I haven't really come across an instance where I had to draw something 3D right there and then for a client. But I think it would be a nice skill to have for yourself, when you're in the initial concept stages of a design and you can't 3D model it. You have exactly what you want the space to look like. So I think it just allows your ideas to flow more freely and easier. But I don't think it's absolutely necessary in order to become an interior designer.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's something that you have to, you gotta have some passion for it, and it has to grow from inside, to decide to learn how to sketch.
And this is different aside from drafting.
Correct.
And it's essential for you guys to learn how to draft.
Yeah.
But it's not the same as drawing.
Yeah. So the last question for you is, what challenges have you faced in the industry, in the interior design industry, as a Latina interior designer?
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, I am Mexican. I was born in Mexico, came here when I was 3 years old. And as I started in this field when I got my first job, and after that when I switched jobs, I always realized I was the only Latina in the interior design field. And just in every type of job, I was either the only Latino or the only person of color. And although it didn't have such a huge negative impact, I did feel like sometimes I did have to try to fit in with my coworkers, or I couldn't relate to, their just how they were, because our cultura, it's just so different. So that's what I would say when I first started. And when I started my business, I was actually trying to do research to see if I could find any successful Latina interior designers or entrepreneurs. And I couldn't really find a lot, and I found that many of them were prominently white. So that did kind of intimidate me a little bit, me, a Latino, am I going to reach to the level? And another thing that I want to touch on is, in your video, you mentioned it's about the people that we know. And this industry, it is about the people who you know. And I think that's kind of relates to everything. But, for us, our parents are immigrants. They came here from a different country. They started dirt poor. They had to build a whole new life. So, our tias and tios don't necessarily know, successful millionaires who are looking for interior designers or have the means to afford that. So we have to pretty much work a little bit extra and harder to to get to those people,
Yeah.
to know who they are, and just kind of level up from there. So I think that is a little bit of a challenge for us.
It is a challenge, yeah.
I'm not saying that for those that are not Latino or
Exactly.
Latinos or people of color don't go through the same things, and I'm sure everyone has their own struggles, but you know, for us, I'm just kind of speaking from like our experience and our cultura, that it's a little bit harder.
Yeah, and I guess like this is something that sometimes people that are immigrants, they don't really know, you know, and then it's just like a slap on the face, like, oh, I don't know anyone, I have to get my own clients, and how come the people that I knew from school, how come they're already having their clients and they're like working like it just seems so easy, and for me it's so hard. But it's just more to, like, we're just talking about this, not to discourage anyone, but to raise awareness that, listen, everyone has their own challenges. These are the challenges that you have coming from where you come, and you just have to work your way up, you know, like you cannot just give up and be like, oh, I'm not gonna make it because of my background. Like, it's not about that. It's just about acknowledging what's your reality and where are you standing, and working your way up from there. So I think that's it. Those were 5 questions for Sandra. I really hope that you guys enjoy this video. We are planning to do more of this type of content, so let us know in the comments, what do you think, what do you want to know, and we'll make sure to talk about those things that you guys are interested into. I see you guys next week. Bye bye.